This video is for entertainment purposes only. Rip Uncle Dums. Rest in peace, Uncle Dums. Afri Queen Goddess, how you doing? How you doing? Keish Hawks. Hey. The Mac back, baby. Hey, Gwenny Gwen. Was just watching the previous live. Hello, Greeting Queen. Greetings, greetings. King Cooley, greetings. You know, I actually have my tiara on my head, right? My tiara. I'm a little salty because it's such a beautiful crown, right? But trying to put it over some locks, honey, it's like giving me a hard time, so I may have to get a bigger crown. Gwenny Gwen, what's going on? Hey, official, unauthorized, authentic. Okay, now. Yo, that glow, auntie. Oh, you like my glow, honey? I love my glow. You like my glow, honey? I done transformed on y'all, didn't I? Why, thank you for the compliment, baby. I really appreciate it. Aaron the Buddha, what's going on? Renee, hey. It's too hot to be running to your lives. We getting all these lives lately. Love it. Well, you know, I'm back into my groove now. It's been some months since I'm back free. Okay, Stunner. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the wonderful comments that you guys are giving me. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much, babies. Been on social for a while. Hey, Cartier, how you doing? My goodness, my goodness. I'm going to mix it up on you. I'm going to mix it up on you. The Yucatan is great, baby. Got to get off break in a couple of minutes. Okay. All right now. So, I want to... Did y'all like that picture of Malcolm X I put up on my Instagram? You know, he came to mind. He came to mind. And actually, I had an opportunity to talk to Malcolm X. I had an opportunity to talk to him. I actually ended up channeling him one day. And I had a very interesting discussion with him. And needless to say, he told me some things that I'm like, man, you know what I'm saying? That kind of blew my wig back a little bit. But that's going to be a different conversation for a different day. Okay? That rock, though, beautiful. Congratulations. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You got me hooked on Camp Low now. Man, I wanted to play some jams, but, you know, Instagram ain't going to let me play nothing that's copywritten. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good. It's all love. I like your new natural beauty. Why, thank you. Oh, you like my new look. Why, thank you, baby. Thank you. So, you're going to be a beautiful bride. Thank you, baby. I really appreciate that. That means a lot to me. Thank you. I told myself I was never going to get married again. But we'll see. I'm a little spooked out about that whole thing all over again, man. If a mother gets an angelic cleanse with her child, feel it too? No, it'll just be you, baby. Afri Queen Goddess, thank you. Oh, man. Malcolm X, yeah. Hey, Showtime. How you doing? It's been a minute, man. It's been a minute. It's been a minute, brother. Never say never. I'm trying for a first time. I really appreciate you guys for all the well wishes and everything. I really, really do. So I got a couple of things that I wanna to express. A couple of things. First and foremost, let me just say that okay, let me start here before I jump over here, because y'all know how I'll just get straight to the point, and then I got to bring you where I am to bring you to what I'm trying to take you to. So something very interesting happened a couple of days ago. And what I'll say to you without saying too much is that there has been a major shifts that's been taking place on the planet. Now, there's one particular shift that you guys may have felt. This is the reason why I posted the Schumann Resonance on my page today, because you guys need to know what's happening with this planet. First of all, Earth is now in the 13th dimension. That's number one. And she's constantly jumping timelines. That's number two. And she's going to continue to keep going up and up. And as she continues to keep going up and up, the wider the gap is going to be. It's going to be literally the healed versus the unhealed. So you're going to start seeing this more, and it's going to become more and more obvious to you. Those who are actively healing versus those who are not actively healing. Okay, you're going to see it in their vibrational frequency, the things that they talk about, et cetera, et cetera. You're going to notice this more and more. But I want to give you guys some good news and say to you guys that in one of the shifts that took place, one of the things that have occurred is that we were taught for so long that circumstances were the reason why we could never see our dreams come true. Now, how many of you guys have had dreams for yourself, or you saw people that had dreams before you, and you saw people die that never saw their dreams come true? How many of you guys had dreams, and no matter how much you grinded, no matter how much you did, you just couldn't get past a certain point? There seemed like that there was like this cap off, or like this ceiling that was put there in place, right? Where it seemed like no matter what you did, it was like you would get to a certain point because of the grind, and then it would never let you get to that other point that you would see other successful people getting to. Now, how many of you guys have felt this feeling where it felt like maybe there was something stopping you from getting to that next level? I'm going to tell y'all a story about this so you guys can understand why this even occurred. You see, piggybacking off from the last live that I did, because I didn't save that live. I'm going to save this one, though, but I didn't save the last one because I said too much in that live. Okay, I said too much. So I said, yeah, you're not going to see that. You know what I'm saying? I said too much. In this live, I'm going to speak, and you're going to have to be able to pick up what I'm putting down. Okay? For those of you that are listening and are watching that, you know me, I speak in encoded messages. So you're going to have to pick up what I'm putting down when I'm speaking to you. All right? Now, there are certain types of ancients on the planet that are enemies to other cosmic families. And these particular ancients have been in these particular wars for a very long period of time. Okay? And certain ancients teamed up with other ancients that were malevolent. And those ancients sought out to focus on a particular group of people. And then it spread out all the way across the world. The particular group of beings that they focused on, of course, were the originals first. And then after the originals, and after they did such a good job of making sure that they would be limited due to lack of resources, then they started spreading out all across the world. This is the reason why you see only a few people that are billionaires. So if you guys are wondering how this came to be and how the planet had only just a 1% population of individuals that are very wealthy, I'm going to tell you the story of why that is. And I'm going to tell you this, I'm going to share with you what has shifted since then. Okay? You didn't think that was weird? That you had these people on the planet that you know about that are so-called multi-billionaires and trillionaires, but yet you have 7 to 8 billion people on the planet. And did you ever ask yourself, how did these people become so wealthy, become so rich? What is it that they know that we don't know? And then, of course, whenever they do documentaries about these individuals, they come from either some low-class family or a middle-class family that's in the middle of the plains of Kansas, some damn where, Iowa, some crazy stuff like that. And then some kind of way they tell the story about the individual, and all of a sudden they started this company, but they don't tell you exactly how they started the company per se. And then they built the company, and then all of a sudden they're just skipping different like timelines and whatnot about how they got to their billions. They don't really go into too much detail. They'll give you some background about their family and stuff like that. But some of these people, when you go back and you look at these documentaries, it seems like they just came out of nowhere. You never question that? Like, you mean to tell me all it took was hard work? Do you really think that all it takes is hard work for a billionaire to become a billionaire? Or do you think that maybe perhaps there may have been some rituals involved, some crafting involved, some ancient magic involved, and maybe perhaps these individuals aren't who you think they are? Could that possibly play a part in it? Do you think these individuals are human? Or do you think these individuals are non-human? Dark work. Boom. It's never detailed how they started. They talked to someone, then oops, had an idea. Boom. Nope, definitely had to be something involved. Okay, now that you're living in the age of Aquarius, you come into an understanding about this, right? Well, you also had the bloodlines. There's also that, but then how did the bloodlines get started? The bloodlines had to start from somewhere, right? It's easy to say bloodlines. DJ Medi, what up, fam? My goodness. My goodness. It's been some years, fam. Ancient. That is correct. So when you talk about bloodlines, then you have to start beginning to ask yourself questions like, well, what type of bloodlines are these individuals? What kind of beings are these individuals? So I can tell you right off the rip, some of these beings are dragons. You have dragons that are Moors. And when you see them in this form, they have white skin. Some of them have dark skin. But they always play a specific role in terms of appearance to deceive you. Okay? So, coming into this understanding about what I know now, about these so-called beings, because these are beings. There ain't nothing human about these folks. These are beings disguising themselves to be something that they're actually not. And that needs to be understood. You see, there was a lot of fallen Anunnaki and a lot of Nephilim on this planet, and they still exist to this day. Some of you guys get caught up in the Nephilim being so big because of the giants of the days of old. And that would be true in terms of they're still around, but all of them are not quite the big giants that you used to know about back in the days of old. Now, I want you guys to understand that back in those days, the planet had more oxygen on it than it does today. The planet was totally different back then than it is today. So over a period of time, you could say we de-evolved. Okay? We weren't evolving. We were de-evolving. Okay? So, in the process of that, you had certain types of beings that understood that the humans that were on the planet that didn't know any better at that time, because they were under illusionary magic. If you remember, I told you this in the previous live. They were under illusionary magic. The originals were under illusionary magic. I was telling you about that story about how the originals got caught up. Now I could talk about this, where I talked about how the originals actually ended up doing the first transhumanism experiment. And this is how we came to be with the bodies that we have today. And I talked about how we didn't look like that. Well, let me share something really deep with you, because I didn't go into a lot of detail in that story, because I'm going to tell the full story, but just not right now. This is the real story of Genesis and how we came to be. When I speak about the very first transhumanism experiment that was done by the originals, and why your body has to have electricity in order for it to sustain itself. And not only did that happen, not only was illusionary magic placed off over everybody, you were also destiny swapped. Your consciousness had been transferred. And that also happened again back in 2020. That's why things seem so different now. Some of you got swapped out into another simulated Earth that was created. And you know what's really interesting about that? Elon Musk actually told y'all. He put it out there on Front Street on the Joe Rogan show. You guys should go find that interview that Elon Musk did with Joe Rogan. And it's very interesting, the things that he had to say. Very, very interesting. But he put it all the way out there. He did not bite his tongue, and he did not hold himself in. You can go find the interview. It's out there on Front Street. He talked about what happened to the people in 2020. He talked about how they had the technology, the digital technology, to destiny swap and conscious swap you out into the digital world. And some of you felt like that was a headache you felt a headache, but you didn't think nothing else of it. But little do you know, your consciousness and your destiny and your likeness and everything about you have been swapped out and placed on a computer chip and placed and transferred into a digital world that they have created. Now, y'all know how I get down with these lies, fam. Y'all know how I get down with these lies. What I'm trying to make you understand is that this is nothing new under the sun. This is something they've been doing for a very long time. It's just that they put some programming into the inverted matrix to make it seem like that you were living back in the primitive Stone Age times. But the people who were always running things at the top, or the beings who were always running things at the top, were never human to begin with. So if you're dealing with beings that were never human to begin with, that technology is very, very old, but very new to us. They have technology that's so serious, they have the ability to biohack your auric field and cause you to be sick. And all these different viruses and sicknesses that you see out there, they're all quantum viruses. This is the reason why westernized medicine can't cure those things, because it's these viruses and these sicknesses and these illnesses are quantum. They're created in the quantum realm first, and then distributed out to the masses. Things that you can't get rid of utilizing conventional medicine because it's quantum. But they have technology out here right now. Your phones, if you're not careful with your phones, that's why they tell you don't go to sleep with your phone on. Don't go to sleep with your phone in the bed. You shouldn't be spending as much time on the phone as you probably do, because they're swapping and getting access to your consciousness, which is feeding another quantum computer that you're unaware of at this time. The Matrix is a quantum computer that has been learning everything that it needs to know off of you. Then they turn around and they created other quantum computers. And then they start biohacking you, utilizing your skin and your veins and your blood and everything else that they can get access to, and hacking your cells and getting information from your cells and installing information into your cells. This is quantum talk here. I am a quantum doctor. I know how to assist people on various different levels, and I help a lot of people from all different walks of life. The meds, the food. Thank you for dropping the wisdom, Mama Isis. Cyberpunk, because everything is coding. Boom. Now you're getting it. Too efficient for the tissues. Boom. They cloned Tyrone. Good movie. Someone said, man, that's all bad. But listen, for those of you who got that juice, those are the main individuals who got swapped into that system and placed on a microchip and placed in that digital world. For those who got the juice. Now, is there a way to recall that back? Perhaps. If you got someone that's skilled enough that knows what they're doing. But we're not talking about regular 3D stuff that takes place here. You got to be operating on a certain level. I need to talk to you, Isis. You know where I'm at. IsisWisdom.com. Y'all know where I'm at. It's okay if you got sick with it without the juice. It's only for those who took the juice. Okay? Yes, it is, Jeremy. The juice is exactly what you said. Yes, that's coding. Remember I told you I'm going to talk code words? That's what the juice means. So a lot of those individuals that went down that lane, they got transferred out. Now, you guys have to come into an understanding that we live in a simulation. Which means what? We go through a series of programs where we were taught to believe in this physical world This is the world where everybody's sleeping at. When you so-called quote unquote die, because there is no death, that's when you actually wake up. Now, I know me saying this doesn't give solace to those of you who've taken losses and things like that. When they say to me, Isis, what the hell you mean that nobody died? Well, it's the truth. If you understand that you are the perfect example of a living transhumanism cyborg, and that you're living inside of a major quantum computer, which you are. Everybody, any mama knows that they live inside of a matrix at this stage in the game. Everybody knows this. So if you know that you live in a matrix, then why didn't you question yourself to say, okay, well, if I'm in a matrix, then what the hell am I? If the matrix is a quantum computer and Earth is a simulation, then what am I? They put in programs, first and foremost, of fear. This is how they made you fall for the trap. Fear, massive manipulation amongst the masses. And it's going to require a lot of deprogramming, which is why I have a program called Neurogenesis to help you begin to start deprogramming and removing out certain programs that are ingrained inside your subconscious mind. And then I replace it with new programs so you can begin to start releasing all of that you believed in that's not true, because you are hard-coded and hardwired with false information about who you really are. You got to take in consideration a lot of this information I'm talking about is the stuff that they have in the Vatican that they're hiding, that you'll never get access to. And they thought that by placing it there, because they thought they externalized everybody, they thought they had so many people externalized by using witchcraft and utilize EMF waves and all types of stuff to try to attack the people in many different ways. Television, through the music and all types of stuff like that. They said, okay, we're going to hide all these things from them. We're going to hide the history of Tamari. And we're going to rewrite their story. And we're going to go ahead and tell these people that they came from Africa, which is a program to keep you off your land and keep you from claiming your things back. And we're going to go ahead and reclassify them and tell them there's something else that they're not. And we're not going to talk about the 7 wars that took place on the land from 7 different countries. Excuse me. The battle that took place where 7 different countries came in and raided Tamari and took over Tamari. We're not going to talk about those secret wars right there. We don't want them to know about that. Because see, if we tell them about that, then that's going to activate something within them. It's going to activate a remembrance within them where they're going to remember. And we can't have that going on now. So we got to reclassify them. Books are programs. That's what a book is. They're programs. Okay? So what they did is they placed a lot of spells, a lot of ancient magic over the originals first. And when they did this on the higher realms. Now you got to understand. And here's food for thought for you as well. How do you know you was in your fallen state, that you're in your fallen state? Because if there's 999 dimensions, how the hell did you get all the way down to the 3rd dimension? Or the 4th dimension? Or the 5th dimension? Nefarious energy, those beings can only go as high as the 9th dimension. So if you fell all the way down to the 3rd dimension, where everything is physical, you're not going to see those who are operating on the higher dimensions, and you're not going to be aware of the magic, the witchcraft, the rituals and stuff that are taking place over massive amounts of people. This is what they did to the originals first. And then once they did it to us real good, then they started spreading it out all across the planet. Now you got to understand, these ancient beings, some of them are fallen Anunnaki. Very, very, very powerful beings. Very, very ancient. Who did deals with Lucifer. And then turn around and did other contracts with other nefarious beings to do the exact same thing around the entire planet. So now, as you are going about life and you're moving forward in life, you have dreams, you have things that you want to accomplish, things that you want to be, that's successful things, whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. And then next thing you know, you're realizing that no matter what you do, it doesn't seem like you can get there. Well, let me tell you why you can't get there, or why you wasn't able to get there. Because there were certain things that were put in place to where not only would it frustrate you, but also you would chalk it up to circumstances or life circumstances, not knowing that these were actual spells that were placed over you and your entire bloodline. So what you perceive to be something that you decide to give up on, something that you didn't think you were going to accomplish, babies, dreams that you didn't think you was going to be able to get through. That's how evil these beings are. The goal was to see to it that none of you, none of us, was ever going to be able to see our dreams come true. But a shift took place 2 days ago. I want to share that with you. Because that which was blocking everybody on the planet has been lifted up. And it's been removed off the planet. So for some of you, you might have felt like you was in a haze. For some of you, you might have felt lighter. For some of you, you might have felt like rejoicing and didn't know why. Your ancestors have been rejoicing for the past couple of days and celebrating, unbeknownst to you. You may feel more lighthearted than you've ever been. But I want to share this message with you, babies, and let you know now's the time for you to start getting back to those dreams. Some of you guys are going to start having memories coming into you where you remember how you tried to pursue certain dreams that you couldn't accomplish. When those visions come back to you again, I want you to start pursuing those dreams, because we need as many creative people that we can get on this planet to assist in the changing of the planet for the better. Originals. Someone says, I don't know what I feel. You got to sit down, be still, and listen to your heart space. Come out of your logical mind and go to your heart. See, the one thing that they did in this country is that they got everybody operating in their logical mind, and that's not the way that you're supposed to be operating, especially if you're a divine feminine, baby. You're supposed to be in your heart space at all times. Divine feminine is heart space. Masculine is logical mind. However, masculines can balance out their heart space and their logical mind if they choose to open up their heart space to feel. This is how your discernment becomes stronger, when you have the ability to use both. This is I've taken off. It's always the heart space, baby. Always. Now, for some of you that have been under certain tight circumstances, I got a message for you. You're okay. Listen to the song Kendrick Lamar's Be All Right. You're going to be all right. There were certain workings and certain things I even did to assist a few folks to get them free from certain chains and things of that nature that they were operating under. Some assistance, some work I did for a few people. Just to help you out, give you a little push, give you a little nudge. Your first eye's tingling? Now you know mama gonna bring out her scepter. You know mama gonna bring out her scepter, babies. You know that. I'm showing y'all something, and if you know, you know. Your right eye's been twitching? Oh, I love it here. Reading me like a good book. Today was very uplifting. I want you guys to get out there and get into your creative space as much as possible. I realized I was cutting myself off from my heart space by smoking bud. Now that I'm a week clean, I'm facing emotions I didn't even realize I had, anger being one of them. Healing. If you know, you know. That's right, baby. Isis, you are so beautiful, loving this energetic space you're in. Thank you. I see how bright it is. Very powerful. That is correct. You see, the signs are showing you all around the world by the brightness. I know I woke up one morning and I said, why is it so crystal clear out here? My goodness. It's like the skies were super blue. The grass was greener. It was just like this clear, crispy, clear, like thing going on with my vision. I was talking to my brother. I said, does it look crystal clear out here to you? Am I tripping? The fog has been lifted up off of a lot of us. Now, some of you guys higher aspects. Some of you guys have higher aspects that I've spoken to. They've given me some information to read, but they also gave you guys some information to read. Information that's been hidden long ago. I'm going to tell y'all something. The more I get to learn about myself and the world around me, the more beautiful everything just becomes. Life is such a beautiful mystery, and I like to discover a lot of things about this world as well as my own self. And I tell you, I've had the opportunity to find out a lot of information. There's been so much downloads and information that's been coming in on me for the past 48 hours, fam, that it's going to take me a whole week to process the amount of information that came to me. Because I now got to figure out how I'm going to disseminate it. What can I share with y'all? What can I not share with y'all? It's just a lot going on there. Okay, a lot going on. But I want to say, yeah, phones are cleared. Phones are cleared. Your phones are cleared. Your bodies are cleared. You see, there were things that were actually placed inside of your body via the food, where these quantum computers and even different types of beings have the ability to not only track you, but also read your energy. You see, it's a different type of game out here that's being played. There's several different worlds that are happening all at the same time. Okay? That's another thing I'm going to share with y'all. This is a multi-dimensional world. There's several different things going on all at the same time. Some of you guys, I'm realizing that you're just starting to come out of your sleep. So I'm going to be gentle with you coming into this understanding. But some of y'all have me fooled. I thought that some of y'all were on a certain level of thought. But I'm realizing there's baby steps for you. And it's okay. My goal wasn't to scare the crap out of y'all on that last live I did, because I know some of y'all was shooketh. Some of y'all was shook. Some of y'all was like shocked. You know what I'm saying? Because some of the stuff that I was breaking down in that live, y'all was bugging the hell out. Hard body. And I was addressing you masculines. That was my time to address you masculines. Okay? But I also had to take consideration that I always have to meet people where they are. And so I'm meeting you where you are, not trying to overwhelm you with information that you may not be ready to hear just yet. And I literally drive by a cop car that's just sitting there with lights on, but whenever I pass by the lights turn off. Isn't that interesting? I'm mad I missed it. Yeah, that was one of those lives where you had to be there. I was in rare form that day. I was in rare form that night. And it was one of those lives where you had to be there. If you wasn't there, then you just missed it. If you wasn't there, you missed it. That's just what it was. But it was a dope live. I just said too much in that live. So I said, yeah, I won't be saving that. I won't be saving that. Oh, wigs was out. Listen, I don't even think anybody had any wigs by the time I got done with that live. I saw folks that were bald-headed. Bald-headed. They didn't have no hair, no trace of hair. Okay? Your fleets have awoken. They have been activated. See, some of y'all out here, because you don't know who you are, but soon come you will find out who you are. Certain activations had to take place. Certain things have awoken. Certain beings have awoken. Certain destinies have been returned that were swapped out. Certain consciousness transfers had to be returned back. Originals, listen to me carefully, because this is going to blow your wig all the way back. I mean, when I say the wig going to get blown back, listen to me carefully, babies. The kings and the queens of Tamari have risen today. They have arisen out of the earth. Further, when the big clearing took place on the planet 2 days ago, the visual that was shown was that we were actually in the dirt. And as the clearing was taking place, we were rising up out of the dirt. And all the dark smoke and the dark clouds and all the dark heavy things and the seals and the sigil magic and everything that was keeping us held down had dissipated. Their time is up. So you're going to continue to keep seeing huge changes on this planet. And I mean huge changes on this planet. You see, they understand that there's nothing they can do to stop what's coming. That's over and done with. Now, I will let you know this. There are certain forces out here that know that they can't stop what's coming. So what they're doing is they're now hitting the algorithms through social media, through TV, and other areas to try to lower your frequency. And how they're going to do this is that they're going to hit the people who are unhealed. I'm going to school you on how this works. When it comes to anything evil or dark or when it comes to baneful magic, things of that nature. Dark magic goal is to do one thing and one thing only: hit the areas that are unhealed within you. That means that if you are walking around here and you're actively not healing, you are susceptible to that type of energy. If you are doing the necessary work that you're supposed to be doing, you will not be susceptible to that. That's number one. Some of you guys have a lot of spiritual gunk on you due to certain spiritual attacks that you've received, and you're not doing your salt baths like you're supposed to. If you're going to discern your energy and discern these attacks, in order for you to be able to tell where this energy is coming from or what the energies are, first and foremost, you need to take a series of spiritual baths, because, baby, you are dirty. You're very dirty. You need to take some salt baths or take your behind either to a lake, a river, or the ocean. And if you don't have access to any of those locations, then get yourself some sea salt. Get yourself a bucket or a large bowl of water. Place your hand in the water, rotate it clockwise. The water needs to be room temperature. You take the bath at nighttime before you go to bed. You take a shower first to get the dirt up off of you. And then you take that salt water and you put an affirmation in that water, and you give gratitude to the elements first. After you're done giving gratitude to the elements first, then you take the water and you pour it over your body in the shower. And then pat dry, or allow yourself to be dried off by a fan, put on some whites and go to bed. And the very next day, you're going to feel very light. You should take at least 2 to 3 of these salt baths a week. I said make sure they're room temperature. That means don't go heat up the water. That means get the water and let it sit out for the rest of the day, and take your bath the night before you go to bed. The ancestors guided you 228 facts. Let me tell y'all something. There are some people out here. Now to mess around and got this damn thing in my hair. There are some people out here that are running around here. You physically look good. You look like you smell good. Probably some of y'all smell good. But you ain't out here cleaning yourself off. You're not out here doing the necessary spirit baths and getting yourself spiritually cleaned off. This is how you get to know your own energy. You would really, and if you're present with self, if you're present with yourself and present and sitting in your own energy, then you will know. And I'm going to tell you something else too. These skanks out here, and these dirty ass Negroes all women like to deal with, and these nasty ass skanks you Negroes like to go around here messing with out here. Learn to treat your energy sacred. Don't put your stuff just up in any damn thing running around out here. Treat your energy and your body sacred like a temple. No one should just have access to you in that way. Some of y'all be running around here just jumping on any daggone thing. Ladies, y'all be hopping on anything out here running around. Fellas, you be running up in anything out here running around. Don't y'all understand we're not living in those times no more? And then you can be nasty. My visuals be killing me, be showing me stuff about people. I'm like, ew, you nasty. I could just see all the gunk and all the stuff on you and stuff, and you just walking around here thinking you good and you not good. Just because you physically clean don't mean you spiritually clean, baby. And the last thing that you don't want to be is you don't want to be that person that is physically clean but spiritually dirty. And you are physically clean but spiritually dirty. I got to go in, Cosby being Brit. I mean, I'm just saying, I got to go ahead. Look, somebody got to tell y'all that See, this is what happened when you ain't got nobody in your corner. You ain't got the right people in your corner. You got a bunch of yes folks all around you. You got a bunch of friends that just ain't about nothing, that don't know about that. That just go take your behind to a river, a lake, or the ocean and clean yourself off a couple of times. Like just dip in there for a minute. Like just going out there to the ocean, fam. Going out there and get that salt water on you, fam. Just going out there and just get in there. Soak in it. Oh my God, the people around you should be uplifting you. Boom. Man, this really like the final call to get it together. Y'all, if I think you can continue on this behavior in the next coming years, you're done straight up. That's right. Black Monks have said something real. Look, I like this crew. I like y'all. I like y'all because y'all be on it. Y'all know dummies out here. Y'all be knowing what time it is. And you recognize high knowledge when you hear it. The information I give is to assist you, and it's going to help change your life and help get you to the next level. But these are the basics that you should know about. You should know about spiritual cleansings. I did not say sit your tail in a bathtub. I never said that. I gave you specific instructions on what you're to do to take a spiritual bath. They work. You don't have to put a bunch of herbs in it unless you want to. The most powerful spiritual bath you can take is simply sea salt and water. Okay? I know some of y'all ladies like to go out here and douse your stuff up. That's cool, but honey, it's sea salt and water. Sea salt and water, honey. What did I just say? Now here somebody goes, so do we bring like some herbal soap and salt to the river? No, you don't need to do any of that. You just get in the waters of Oshun and ask Mama Oshun to cleanse you off, and she will come and she will cleanse you off at the river. Okay? King Feathers Up, what up, fam? My dad used to say when you go over a river to say a prayer, you can give an offering. You can bring Oshun 5 oranges or 5 gold coins. Or give her some honey, but make sure you taste the honey first before you give it to her, because that's going to be all bad if you don't taste it first in front of her at the river. Like, don't just give it to her. You got like, Mom, I'm going to taste this, so you know I'm not trying to poison you. And here's your 5 oranges. Let me douse that honey over top and sit it at the river. Just sit it there and ask her to assist you in cleansing you off. I'm trying to tell you, you'll feel like the chills and the tinglies and stuff. Because you know, Oshun's my mom. I got initiated to Oshun. I got initiated to Shango, and I got initiated to Oshun because those are my parents. Okay? When my mama comes to me, she hears her daughter, honey. And when I tell you when I ask my mama to come meet me, honey, she comes to me and I be feeling these tingles and stuff coming over my body while I'm at the river, and she's washing my behind down while I'm in that water. Okay, honey? So bring some offerings. Always show your gratitude to nature. Don't be going up in there trying to take something. Show your gratitude to nature. My condolences, beloved. Someone said, you're right. How does one go about getting into practicing Ifa? Well, the first thing you got to do is, baby, you got to find a godparent first. You need a godparent. I went to the ocean Friday. I didn't have much of an offering, but I did give gratitude in the ocean. You can always bring fruits to Yemaya. You can always bring fruits. Bring her some champagne. She loves that. Bring her some fruits. She loves that. I'm going to Jamaica to get in the ocean. But why so far, baby? Why you got to go all the way to Jamaica to get in the ocean? The U.S. still got some nice oceans that y'all can go to. No, log out and sign back in. because alive is fine. Sometimes what happens is if you guys are on here, it'll get choppy for some of you guys. You'll have to log out and log back in for some of y'all. I tried giving her watermelon and she didn't take it. Who wouldn't take it? Yemayah's over the lakes as well. Is there a specific, okay, grateful to Hawaii's cleansing waters. Okay, is there a specific way to go about finding a godparent? Yeah, you're going to have to build a relationship with someone that you know is an Ifa. And let me go ahead and put it out there right away. Yes, I'm a chief priestess in Ifa. I am an Ifa. However, I got enough godchildren. I'm not taking on any more new. I'm not taking on no more new godchildren. I'm good on that. Y'all are too much damn work. Okay? That's it. My life is just the way my life is structured. I don't have time. I don't have time. However, I am going to hold some classes of Ifa and some ancestral veneration classes and some Orisha classes via my website, isiswisdom.com. I do plan on holding some courses and some classes. Now, I could refer you to some elders that I'm aware of within the community. Okay? But as far as me taking on anybody new, no ma'am. I'm not taking on nobody new. That's a no-go. It's too much. It's too much. Oh, dang it. Yeah, I saw where you was trying to go. Y'all think y'all slick. Y'all think I can't see you. I see y'all. You see how smooth she was with it? So how you go about getting a grandparent? You know what I'm saying? She plotting on me over here like I don't see her. I see you, girl. Ooh, Lake Erie. I don't know about that. I heard some stories about Erie. Don't know what to tell you about that. Yeah, I see you, fam. Room for one more. I won't tell nobody. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. Nah, I'm straight. Listen, you guys don't understand the amount that no. There's a lot that comes with that. Okay, there's a lot that comes with that. And I ain't got time. And then on top of that, you would have to do you come over here in my house. My house has protocols. Okay, my house is a differently ran house. The Orishas in my house. Well, first of all, you're gonna go through this quantum shadow work course over here, and then you're gonna go through this quantum karmic cleanse over here program after that. And then after that, then we're gonna talk to you. You're gonna talk to your ancestors to see if I can even take you on. And if they say I can take you on, then I gotta ask Shango because it's his house. To see if he's willing to accept you. And then if he says, yeah, then. So it's some hoops you're going to go through, baby. You ain't just going to get in. You know what I'm saying? You ain't just going to get in, baby. You're going to put some work in. Y'all be swearing, I just go, no, you're going to put some work in. You're going to get that healing in. That's going to tell me everything I need to know right there. Because if you ain't, that quantum shadow work course, let me tell y'all something. That quantum shadow work course, first of all, is very hard to get into because Source be just, no. Clay asked for clearance. No, yes, no, yes, no, hell no. It's just a lot with that. Okay? Because the quantum shadow work is quantified, I go straight to your traumas. I don't play with you. So if you're not ready to deal with the traumas and you just content where you are, then just go. I would recommend you to my beginner's quantum shadow work course, which is self-paced, which will be launching very soon. And y'all can go into that and y'all can take that and move at your own pace with that. But that quantum shadow work course is time-based. And you have to be able to keep up. And you have to be 100% present in that course. You know what I'm saying? It's no joke. It is no joke. Well, I think last year I had 30 folks. I think 15 graduated. The other 15 dropped out because they thought it was a game. So I learned from that, right? So now it's like I can tell by looking at you whether or not you really been doing some work on yourself. Because you have to do work on yourself before you can get in my quantum shadow work course. Because folks can't hang in that course. A lot of folks, it takes you have to have a certain type of tenacity and perseverance within self and really want to heal yourself. And you're taking yourself very seriously to see yourself through it. Okay? Because you're going to be crying a lot. You're going to be doing a lot of crying. A lot of releasing, a lot of letting go, a lot that goes on there. Okay? So it's not for the play. If you ain't never ever even started your shadow work, this ain't the course for you. This is for those who have been doing shadow work for a period of time. And so the Orishas in my house will make you go through that. And you got to successfully complete it. Okay? You got to successfully complete it. Then we clear on our past life karmic cycles and stuff because we ain't got time for that either. Okay? That stuff got to get cleared up. And I mean, it's going, you'll be doing that for the rest of your life, but you got to get enough cleared up to where you qualify to join my house. That way I know that you're healed enough to act like you got some damn sense. Okay? Then if Shango looks into you and says, okay, yeah, then I could bring you in. Okay? I'm manifesting to sign up. You funny. I'm sure you could tell by my comment at that. When's the close-off date for the Quantum Shadow Work course? The Quantum Shadow Work course close-off date, it's going to be running for a little bit. I think 16 people got approved in that, and I'm only taking 33 students. I would have been able to take more, but Source is knocking them out the box like, nah, no. You know what I'm saying? Some people were coming in, I had to turn them down like, well, Source said no, you can't be in there. You know what I'm saying? So and I had one lady get at me sideways, talking about, I could never get it. You're not a safe space for me because I could never be in your classes. You're fake and phony. I said, well, how am I fake and phony? I said, you know, I've got a clearance process. And Source said no. The Source said no. I said, the mere fact that you call me fake and phony or let me know, the Source basically let me know I dodged a bullet. But at the same time, you're telling me prior to that, oh, I'm healing. Oh, I'm doing this and I do that. And then when I turn you down and tell you I can't take you on, then you want to call me fake and phony. I don't care. It's not for everybody. And I'm not meant to work for everybody. Help me. I'm 54 years young. I'm ready. Take me. I'm ready. I want it in and accept, cleanse. Help me. You, Miss Pinky, you need to come and get a spiritual investigation with me first so I can see what's going on with you. Source seen that. I even said it. I said, well, it looks like I responded back to her and I said, well, it looks like I dodged a bullet. Now I see why Source didn't clear you. You want to attack the person because you can't get in. You know, one of the things I don't tolerate is I do not tolerate self-entitlement. I don't know where y'all get this thing where you feel like you have to be self-entitled to get access to anything that I'm doing. First of all, I don't know your ass from a can of paint and I don't owe you nothing. Okay? If Source says it's a no, it's a no. Come correct. If you're coming to approach me, come correct. Man, what? Monster. Yeah, they be tripping out here, bruh. Well, when I get in, mama, we gonna grow exponentially. How do I do such? IsisWisdom.com. I keep telling y'all. Cartier, I see you. I see you. I'm in the class, so I'm excited Source approved me. What's your name, child? 'Cause that name, I don't know you by the name you going on. What's your name, child? Nancy's in the course. She's in there. Nancy gonna have a field day in that course. You better say that shh. Now, I want to get into something else. Some of you guys are the reincarnated gods of our time. Some of you guys are reincarnated revolutionaries that died a long time ago. And you've been reborn again to finish up where you started. I hope you're picking up what I'm putting down. You have a destiny that you must fulfill, but it's much greater even than that in which you did in your previous lifetime. You see, Your life was cut short in the previous lifetime. Then they lied and told lies on you about what happened to you in your death. They didn't tell the truth. Pay attention to your circle before they hurt you. My boy Haas. I'm going to quote him on that. Because I love that quote that he put out there. But of me, I'm humble enough to give him a shout out. I'm back and I'm better. Celesoteric, I see you. Spidey sense is clinging. Truth is, I didn't want this. It chose me. Boom. And I believe that, fam. I believe that. Some of us are that we, the ancestors. Yes, that is correct. I just found out an aspect that I had, brother, blew my damn wig all the way back today. Blew my wig back. I couldn't believe it. I was, man. One of my aspects came forth and she asked me, she said, do you know who I am to you? And I'm thinking, my mama? My sister? Cousin? You know what I'm saying? I'm just going, and she's like, no, I'm you. I said, huh? What you mean you're you? You're me. What? Yeah, listen. Some of us had a lifetime we were certain individuals. And because I keep telling y'all that you have aspects of yourself that you could tap into and get information from, man, I found out something crazy. You know what I'm saying? It just blew my wig all the way like 50 yards back. I tell you, I'm going to tell y'all something. When you get to know who you are, there's no journey like that journey. That's what the Quantum Karmic Cleanse program does. It initiates you to yourself in totality. Because once that door opens, you'll be doing that program for the rest of your life because it's a living program. It's a living program. It's quantum. You'll be doing this for the rest of your life. Yeah, you're going to be all right. You can relax now. I had to step in and intervene on a couple things. So you can relax. Should have been asked for my help. Collective. Some of y'all on this live, I know some of y'all. I know some of y'all on this live. Some of y'all are tapped in. But some of y'all could do more work to expand your consciousness more. 2,600 bands. I see you, fam. I brought some XRP and Bitcoin. Did you sign up for the course? If I had $1 every time I heard my wig gonna be blown back, be glory. You funny as hell. I was thinking about you though. I appreciate you. Shamanic Alchemist, what's going on? On this journey, I've been lost my edge and overcame that with them I would never do. How you doing, fam? Hi, Kasia. I started to feel emotional. You gonna be all right, Nancy. Not enough thank you and gratitude to give you, mama. Coolio with the act. It's all good. I'm about to do payment plans for the course. It's just $110, $111, baby. But okay. It's $111. And I got it set up like any services that you want to get on IsisWisdom.com because y'all be getting at me. Why you charging so much? I'm like, listen, you know how much these white folks be charging for the services that I do? And they ain't even as nice as I am with some of the stuff that I do. They be charging folks thousands. They be charging cats like $1,500 for an Akashic Records reading. And y'all come to me on some, oh, it's expensive. I said, this is not nearly as expensive. If you go out here and holler at some of these folks, y'all don't never say nothing to them folks, but you come over here, you self-entitled. You self-entitled. And they ain't even as nice. Y'all better get up out my damn face. Now, I got things set up on accesswisdom.com. When you go to checkout, you can use Klarna, you can use Afterpay. There's another one that got 3 or 4 of them joints up in there where you can work out a payment plan, honey. And y'all can get some services from me if you choose to. But I don't play them poverty games, and I don't play them poverty god games. I don't play them type of games. We in the age of Aquarius, baby, and I'm operating on a high dimension. I ain't got time to be playing with y'all like that. Pay our good sis what she's worth. I paid my dues in this space, fam. I paid so many dues in this space. Y'all have no idea how many dues I paid in this space. I paid dues. And let me tell y'all something else too. Don't come to me with a I dream of Genie. Fix me overnight, but I don't want to put any work in on myself and then wonder why things ain't going well because I got such a negative mindset about my life and how things aren't going the way I needed to go. And then turn around and say to me that you spent X amount of dollars on this, that, and the third, but you ain't putting in the work to heal. Let me tell y'all something. When you're not healing and you have a negative outlook on life, you're going to manifest exactly what your mindset is. Projecting because shit ain't going well in some kind of way you're making it somebody else's fault. But you were told, get your ass in that shadow work class, do some shadow work. But you don't want to do that though. But you want to project over here. No ma'am, no sir. Whatever you got running in the background in your subconscious mind that you're not dealing with don't have nothing to do with ISIS. It's got everything to do with you. And I'm not responsible for your mental well-being and what you choose not to do with your life. Does seeing my favorite color everywhere mean I'm in alignment? I've been seeing lavender everywhere. Yes, baby. I felt amazing yesterday, guys. Energy was dripping. Listen. I'm waiting to see all of y'all get in your creative bag to see what y'all gonna bring to the table, honey. That's what I'm waiting to see. I'm waiting to see listen, get into your inner child, start breaking out them coloring books, start getting into drawing, start getting into painting, start getting into creating, get into your arts and crafts, whatever it is that you like to do, get into your creative bag. Start tapping into that inner child. Start healing that inner child. Start spending time with that inner child because your inner child, that's where all your magic comes from. It comes from your inner child. Start healing your inner child. That version of you that was younger, that may have went through some trauma with your parents or maybe some grandparents or maybe some aunts and uncles or whatever, where you were traumatized and you didn't take the time out to heal those parts of yourself. Start spending time with the inner child and heal that inner child, babies. Because if your inner child is not healed, then you don't get to get creative. And if you can't get creative, you don't get access to your powers. Because your powers come from your healing. See, a lot of you Negroes out here love to get caught up in power. Oh, your power's this, your power's that, your power's power. Let me tell you something about powers, Negroes. And hear me well. First of all, that should be the last thing you should be concerned about. What you should be concerned about is your healing. And some of you are not ready to face yourself. Some of you guys will run away from yourself because you see the potential of where you could go. But because you're afraid of yourself, you run from what's real. Some of you don't even believe you deserve it. You run from the best potential of yourself. And maybe it's because you know that what comes with that is the responsibility of self. And if a person's not really taking on the responsibility of themselves, well, then I have to question you now. Are you a man? Are you a woman? If you don't want to take on the responsibility of self, Some of y'all be so scared you running from yourself. I looked in the mirror. Oh my God, I'm scared. The hell you scared for? You want to have power, but you ain't ready to take on the responsibility that comes with power. And you're not going to be able to handle the responsibility about what comes with power because you're not healed. And we all know what happens when unhealed people get access to power. All you got to do is look at the state of the world that the world is in right now. Look at all the wars that are being created. Look at all the angry people in the world right now. Look at all the people who think they're at the top. Look at how unhealed their asses are. Look at all the destruction that they're causing every damn way. Every time you turn around, they're trying to destroy something. Trying to destroy nature. Can't even align with nature. Sun hates you. The sun hates you. Because you can't even align with nature. You ain't even trying to raise your frequency. You're not even trying to raise your vibrational frequency. You want to walk around here with your little ego and your arrogance and stuff like that fluffed up, but you ain't trying to heal though. Let me tell you who gets the chat. Let me tell you who's allowed to have the seat at my table, babies. And this is the realest shit you're going to ever hear. The only individuals that's allowed to have the seat at my table are the ones that are actively healing and that are not afraid to face themselves. You get to have a seat at the table if this is you. I don't have nobody around me that's a yes man. That's a yes man or yes woman. Nobody. If I'm messing up, my people gonna let me know you let me holler at you for a quick second. Let me holler at you because you out of pocket right now. Let me holler at you. They're gonna let me know. They're not gonna bite their tongue. They're gonna let me know what it is. Period. I didn't want people like that around me. That's, oh my God, let me just do whatever you say. I'm scared to speak my piece. No. By having that type of team around me, it keeps me grounded. It keeps me balanced. You got all these folks out here that talk the most yang. You know what I say to them when they talk crazy to me? I say, come join the shadow work. Come on and get in this quantum shadow work class. You won't last in this joint 3 weeks. 2 weeks. You out there in the first week. Make it through the 6-month quantum shadow work course. Then you can have a seat at my table and we can have a conversation. Until that time happens, we ain't got nothing to talk about. I'm not going to waste my time with you in that way. If I know you're not actively healing, I'm not going to waste my time with you. You see, I believe in the value of people. But in order for you to be valuable to me, in order for me to be valuable to you, you got to bring something to the table, and I have to bring something to the table. And both of us got to have something that we're going to lose. You got something to lose. I got something to lose. Now we want an even playing field here. Now we ain't going to be too quick to be out here messing people's stuff up, messing your own stuff up and things like that because you got too much stuff at stake. But I need you to be a healing individual, though, for me to see you as valuable. It's got to be more than just money with you. It can't just be about money. I don't give a damn about that. It's got to be deeper than that. I value people. You have to have some type of value to be in my life. And I suggest y'all start adopting that same mindset. You start getting around people that have something to lose just like you, I promise you that drum will be cut down quick. I promise you. No folks ain't got time to be playing around. Oh, I got this over here and this going on over here. I ain't got time to be playing these stupid ass games with these folks over here that's messing around and doing dumb shit and being bored and messing up people and putting witchcraft on people and causing drama and all. You ain't got time for that because you got too much to lose. Someone said, I'm all about that deep dive. Even exchange of energy, that is correct. Already has, sis. That's all facts. As saying she a divine official. Boom. You don't have nobody in your circle that ain't got nothing to lose. I'm telling y'all. Keep them folks far away, far away. And also, we gonna talk about these pick-meishes that some of y'all be out here messing with out here. These damn pick-meishes. We're gonna talk about that because, brothers, I'm gonna come back around. I'm gonna circle back around to y'all for just a quick moment. And ladies, I'm gonna get on your asses too. Okay, I'm gonna get in y'all asses too. But fellas, let me just say this one thing. You see, when you get around a lot of pick-meishes, you get used to that energy. The pick-meishes will take you out of your masculine energy. They will take you out of your masculine energy. What do you mean by that, Isis? If you're a man that's used to women pursuing you, you got that all ass backwards. All backwards. You're out of alignment. Because you're not going to marry none of them. Let's just keep it 100. Am I right, fellas? Tell me I'm wrong. Are you going to marry the pick-meishas? Are you going to marry the one that's easily accessible to you? Are you going to marry the woman that's going to be a challenge to you? Uh-oh. Q the God said, you right. He said, you right. Chief Level Tribe himself. Okay, I'm just saying. 2,600 bands. D-Dog said, nah. Are you marrying the pick-meishas? Are y'all marrying the pick-meishas? Are you marrying the ones where you ain't got to put in no work? Are you going to invest in the woman that's going to do everything for you? No, you're not going to do that. 2,600 band says, bring the challenge. Boom. One thing about it, we love a challenge. She's the greatest challenge I took on. The tea is scorched. Boom. Challenging to grow with. Hey, Collective One. I want to challenge you right, Aeon. So, fellas, let me just say this one thing. See, here's where y'all get the game twisted at. This is where you see when I see that coming from a masculine, I exit stage left quickly because I know he didn't got to me. Listen, ladies, y'all be seeing these dudes out here, and they smooth with it. They smell good. They all that. They cute. They fine. They got that little swag about them and all that, right? And you be seeing all the ladies flock to them and whatnot, 'cause that's what they used to because they got a name for themselves. They big and all that. And sometimes they might not even be that. They just may have a certain type of swag about them where they're used to having their way with women. Okay? They're just used to having their way. So then they come across a different type of woman that understands she's in her divine feminine. That means she's not going to pursue you and she's not going to chase you. Never ask a divine feminine to go into her masculine to pursue you. Because I'm going to be looking at you sideways. If you're a true masculine, true masculines are hunters. They pursue, they hunt. Now, ladies, some of you have made it too easy for these masculines out here. And to you masculines, get rid of the pick-meishas. Because, see, what happens is you come across your match, but you too afraid to pursue your match because you're used to being catered to by those pick-meishas. You're used to being approached and pursued by those pick-meishas. And then you're wondering, well, why isn't this one right here pursuing? Well, this one right here knows who she is as a divine feminine. She understands her role. She's not coming out her masculine to pursue you. She's the one that's going to activate your masculine for you to pursue her. $2,600 bands. First of all, when you say, but what if you don't see anything that you want? Well, then you just keep working on yourself until you attract what it is that you want, baby. Simple. But if you're on your true masculine, you know who to hunt and who's just easy fast. Boom. You said it. We look for the divine feminine house of Aquarius. Boom. And there it is. And there it is. Playing hard to get was never a problem. We just have standards and boundaries. Boom. Know your worth. Sexual, spiritual demons are real. Boom. Big Leo energy. Boom, boom. I'm May 17, baby. Easy is the biggest turnoff by far. Well, now let me just keep it 100. Now some of you men ain't turning down. Some of y'all ain't turning down the. Let me just. You know what I want to say, but I'm not gonna say it. Some of y'all just be out here and run up in any damn thing. Some of y'all just run around out here and anything out here. Okay? I'm used to getting a lot of attention, but I never act on it. Boom. You're disciplined. At 2,600 bands, you're disciplined. And a disciplined man is a valuable man. They will straight tell you, I'm not chasing you. Yeah, those men are in their feminine. Sis. Those men that don't pursue, they're in their feminine. They're not in their masculine, they're in their feminine. Meanwhile, got the nerve to get on the internet and have all these different podcasts and shows. What is that red pill community? These dudes be out here thinking that they're the prize and all that. First of all, the fact that you're even thinking like that already lets me know the level that you're operating on. I don't have those types of conversations with men. That's low level. Okay? That's low level conversations. I don't have those conversations. You said, right, seems like no one out here is worth it. Well, the first thing I'm going to say to you is that we're getting back into the days of courting each other, where we get to know each other. Because after 2020 and a lot of folks got that juice, I don't know about y'all. But that kind of shut the whole thing down right there. All that casual dating and all that the folks out there doing. The conversation these days are, I don't know about y'all, but the conversations these days are, did you get that juice? Yeah. Yeah. All right, then. You don't even hear, you don't even hear from the person anymore. You said you got the juice, fam? You got, yeah, all right, then. There's nothing else for us to talk about. Lose the number. Folks is full of nanoparticles and AI and technology. Okay, there's a lot of hurt men in that red pill community too. I remember watching a video back when I went through a breakup and I felt like an angry energy from a video that you watch. There's a lot of unhealed masculines out there that's got mommy issues and they need to do something about that. Okay, and there's also a lot of unhealed women out here that's got some daddy issues and mommy issues that they need to take care of. Because there's also some divine feminines out here that are out of pocket. Out of pocket. Out of pocket. I'm a Sigma male. Look it up if y'all don't know. I don't like the spotlight. Big Dog Indigo. I see you, fam. Feathers up. I be looking at them like the trap guy. She said she be looking at them juiced up cats but they are though. Listen, You don't know how many people came to me that got that juice and they don't realize that Grays have been working on them too with the technology, because Grays is all about technology. The Grays create what you call exoskeletons within your system. So when the exoskeleton is created, it's AI. Okay. Now, I want you guys to understand there's different levels of AI. So when you're operating on certain dimensions, there's AI that you cannot see with the naked eye, but you can feel it. Okay. And it's affecting some of your other bodies. Now, these Grays that are out here, I told you, these are all the guys that run all the tech companies. Anything tech related, anything pushing AI, any of that, that's the Grays. Now, if a Gray attacks you, the first thing they're doing is they're putting technology inside of your body, and you don't know what the hell's going on. It'll get to a point where they put so much AI in your body, they create what you call an exoskeleton within the body. Once they create that exoskeleton within the body, your body functions and things like that are no longer working properly. And they have the ability to actually puppet master you, where basically they're actually controlling your hands and your movements and things of that nature. This is a very real thing. I would know because I've moved plenty of exoskeletons outside of the body. As I told you, I'm a quantum doctor. Okay? That is a very real thing. And if you've never been attacked by a Gray, and if you have been attacked by a Gray, some of you guys know what you're talking about. Some of you guys came to see me, and I had to tell you what was going on with you, and I had to move the damn things out your body. So some of y'all know what time it is. Carl Thomas. If you saw a Gray in your dream, fam, it was getting you in the astrals. You need to be careful about that. Okay, Chief over Tribe of Self says, fellas, our moms that hurt us meant well, but their frequency is distorted. Deciphering your mother's distortions is a master code. Boom! There it is, brother. I like you. There it is. That juice created a split between me and all my friends and family on God. It created a split amongst a lot of people. Because a lot of them got sent over to that digital earth on them chips. A lot of them got transferred out. How do you heal mother wounds? Shadow work. Shadow work. Do you know exactly what you're talking? Oh, you know exactly what you're talking about. I think I've been attacked. I seen one in a vision. Oh yes. Listen, when it comes to this type of stuff, yeah, this is what I specialize in, all this type of stuff, removing all types of shit. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it be your own aspects attacking you. It be your own aspects. Sometimes you could have karmic cycles from past lives, things that are still affecting you for this lifetime, and we go in and investigate and come to find out that damn somebody else's aspect is attacking you and your aspect, and you getting your behind whooped. It'd be a whole bunch of past life stuff going on that I got to go in and clear out just to get you free. Shit, Auntie, I've been so aware of my dreams. I done witnessed monitoring entities in my dream trying to get me. Man, when I say I got up on them, I got up on them. I got them and gone. How do you feel about the Lakota tribe, Ia? I don't know much about them, Big Dog Indigo. So I don't have an opinion about them because I don't know much about them. You going to school me. You the big chief? Our own aspects. Yes, your own aspects. Yes. Let me explain something to y'all. Y'all had lifetimes where some of y'all had lifetimes where you was an Alpha Draconian. So some of you guys got Draconian aspects. Some of y'all got Dragon aspects. Some of y'all got Demon aspects. Some of y'all got some malevolent ass aspects. Yes, because you got to remember you live on a plane of duality. Don't sit up here and think that you was 100% goody two shoes all the time, because you weren't. And so you had various different lifetimes. You had a lifetime when you was a demon. That demon aspect is still rocking with you to this day. The key thing here is not to be afraid of yourself. The key thing here is for you to accept yourself in your totality. Okay? You have dark parts of yourself. You have very dark parts of yourself. because you manifested many, many times and you had many different lifetimes of many different beings. I have dark aspects and I'm cool as hell with my aspects. I'm not afraid of my damn self. Shit. If I gotta get into warfare, shit. I just gotta say it. I gotta say it like that. But for some of y'all know, you know. You get into some spiritual warfare with these folks, and you need to pull out them darker aspects to send a message. It is what it is, fam. When you watch these Marvel movies and these superhero movies, and you see them have to pull out certain sides of themselves in order for them to get ahead and bring out that powerful side, where do you think that side coming from? It's coming from the dark side. The darker sides of yourself. Y'all sitting up here playing scared games with self. But sometimes I wake up with scars or bruises that I don't recall how or when they got there. Now that to me sounds like some stuff that's going on with you in the astrals and the dream state. Okay? Because I definitely be battling folks in the dream state, but they don't really mess with me too much. Because I'll pull out, I'll listen, that's my arena right there. That's, you get in that space, it's fair game. Okay? It's fair game. But at the same time, I don't be on that type of time because I got missions and stuff like that I'm doing in the dream state. So I ain't even got time to be getting involved in all that. But if I have to get involved in that, then it is what it is. Scratches and all. I don't lose in my dream state. That's what I'm saying. You tap into that creative power, and it's the same thing here. You tap into your listen. I could show y'all some things about yourself. I can activate your God powers. And show you some things about yourself that you didn't know nothing about. You didn't even know you had the ability to do these type of things. How many of y'all remember when I showed y'all how to put up your cloaks and your shields? Y'all remember that? In them Telegram days, I was schooling the hell out of y'all in them Telegram days. Y'all know it was different over there. I was showing y'all how to do some things. Robert Smith says, I remember. Y'all know how to activate them cloaks and them shields, baby. Yeah, they said, I remember that. I hope y'all still doing it. I hope you showed your kids how to do it too. Harataki is good, baby. I take Harataki. It's really good. I like Harataki. You missed me on Telegram. Yeah, that was a different kind. I'm on Discord now. I cloak my car every day I leave the house. Boom. Aaron the Buddha said, you was teaching us all sorts of magic. God Philly said, I missed the Telegram. I miss it. You made 2020 and those years safe and good. Yeah, man. That was a different thing going on with the Telegram, man. That's a different thing. Yeah, you got to get the Discord now. I'm on Discord. Discord is better. I like the Discord. What do you think about the monatomic gold Ormus? I rock with it. I haven't taken it in a while, but it's the truth. You had some crazy clearings for real. Listen, the clearings I'm doing now is on a different level though from even back then. I'm on some whole other stuff now. It's other stuff. Now listen, I got the Lionsgate portal event coming up. Lionsgate portal event coming up. It's going to go active in the event section on IsisWisdom.com because I know y'all rocked out hard with me last year when I did that Lionsgate portal. Y'all, there was a lot of y'all in that event. Okay, so I'm doing another Lionsgate portal because you know I'm a Leo, so you already know I'm going to do Lionsgate. We're gonna get ahead. We're gonna get in this portal. Y'all gonna get these activations. Y'all gonna get these abundance quantum packages I'm about to place on y'all behinds. Y'all gonna get a bunch of stuff going on for that Lions Gate. Do you hear me? Whoa, whoa. Chief over tribe itself. Whoa. Mama, you had me tapping into my Optimus Prime aspect in 2023. Ooh, you know what? I need to holler at you. You're Optimus Prime? What? I've been looking for you. I was there. I'm starting to look forward. I was roaring and all, do the war. That's when I'm due. 8-8. Boom. Big Leo. Big Leo. Abundant timeline me, please. Now, also, don't forget to sign up on IsisWisdom.com for the beginners cryptocurrency course, and stop woofing just because I have a little fee on my site. Sign up, I will approve you, and then you're going to get an invite to my app. Okay? And on the app, go to events, and then just go purchase. Y'all whine too damn much. Y'all always whining. You're always whining. Stop whining. I saw myself in the ethers watching Earth be created. I'm that old. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I was definitely there. Cartier says, my solar return is literally on 8-8. Crazy work. It is on 8-8, isn't it? Godzilla supernova type energy. They need some hot milk. Mama, you found me. I've been here. I hadn't leveled up within self. Hello, the level up has arrived. Okay now. Okay. I said, okay, Cartier's in the bill. Okay, you active now, huh, Cartier? You active now, fam. You active. If it was free, they think it's BS. It's got a price they complain. And I ain't even charging no real money for it. The crazy part about it is y'all be swearing up and down, I'm charging thousands of dollars. I ain't even doing that because I really just do this for the love. But you gonna compensate me with some energy. Okay? You gonna compensate my energy. My energy is very, very valuable and very, very powerful. For those who have had the opportunity to experience my energy. And I've given you a lot of freebies. Okay? But what we're going to do is we're going to practice universal law of reciprocity. Okay? The universal law of reciprocity. When I don't practice the universal law of reciprocity and you don't adhere to the universal law of reciprocity, that causes karma upon your life. Instantly. So stop asking for people to do shit for your ass for free. Because it's going to bring karma on you. But they will pay for them name brand labels. Please stop. Mia, 528. Yeah. My daughter's nice with it. She's very skilled, very, very talented. All right. I just want to come on board and holler at y'all for a quick minute. I appreciate y'all for being here with me and chilling with me. I'm gonna share this little bit of information because I was told to give you just enough. Because I'm not allowed to give y'all too much. I was told to give y'all just enough information, just enough. Okay? Just enough. So, there is two famous world-renowned Alpha Draconians, but you don't know that they're Draconians. But these individuals are very, very well known all over the world. They had a number 1, and then they had a number 2. This is a riddle. So riddle me this. Let's see if y'all can figure out who I'm talking about. These individuals have a whole lot of power, had a whole lot of power over the United States. Hence the word had. because they ain't got it no more. Not too long ago, you heard of their passing. They were part of a very quote unquote prestigious family. But they stole that prestigious position. It never belonged to them. But in the process of them having the position of power, they stole a lot of artifacts from the originals. And then he did a destiny swap on Tamari. Tamari is all of Canada, all of the United States, and all of Mexico. Now, what if I were to tell you that the word United States is nothing but a spell, a ritual? United States is a spell and a ritual. United States of America is a spell and a ritual. The name is a spell and a ritual. So if you're wondering, how did Tamari turn into that? It's because those names were actual rituals and spells that covered over the land of Tamari, keeping the originals locked down. The corporation called the United States used to be DC. It ain't no more because that corporation is defunct. And it was defunct by the Moors. Now, what did I tell y'all about the Moors? They're the ones who created the corporation called the United States of America and United States. Remember I told y'all that the first 8 black presidents were Moors? Before Abraham Lincoln was also a Moor. George Washington was also a Moor. There were Moors all the way up, I believe, until the 1940s or 50s. They were all Moors. They just made them look a certain type of way to deceive you. John Hanson, boom. They were all Moors. If you want to know what happened to the originals or the American Indians of Tamari, then you first have to learn about the story of the 7 countries who invaded us. But here's the kicker. Remember I told you, Tamari was colonized by the Moors first. Remember? So those 7 different countries were Moors, and conquistadors were coming up from Spain up through Mexico, wiping out the indigenous tribes and taking over the land. I want you guys to understand that we were never slaves. Not ever. Ever. And the only ships that were moving were the ones that were leaving out of Tamari to go to various different lands, such as Jamaica. All the different islands that you know about moved from Tamari and went to those islands. So a lot of them also come from a lot of the Caribbean folk, they come from Tamari. And then some were also taken further out to Liberia, which is in Africa. And then they went further down to West Africa. They were transported out from Tamari out to Africa, not coming from Africa to the United States. That's cap. never slaves. All of the American Indian people were kings and queens and come from royal bloodlines. And I just told you that those ancient kings and queens have been risen up from the ground. And I just told you, originals, that you have been risen up from the ground. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Listen, someone says, well, how did the Europeans take over? I said, well, first of all, that was cap. The Moors were the ones who created the Caucasians and the Europeans. And they only been on this planet for 800 damn years. That's why they're always going around trying to find something to relate to them, trying to find out their origins. When the truth of the matter is that the Moors were the ones who created them to begin with. They're the ones who civilized them folk. So that story about how they said, oh, they came in over to the Americas and, you know, that the American Indians were, you know, teaching them this and teaching them that, they were coming over being friendly. Do you actually believe that a Caucasian would have been able to come in and mess with any type of American Indian, Aboriginal in their prime? Hell no. We was galactic as hell in them days. So they had to come in a different way. The same way that Rome infiltrated Egypt. It was the Moors that infiltrated Egypt, aka Anunnaki. That is the reason why when you go to Egypt to this day and you see them statues, they're Anunnaki. It's the same thing that happened here in Tamari. They looked like us, but they were not us. And see, what else they're not telling you? Well, see, that was also a galactic war. That's the part they're not telling you. They're leaving that information out. That's how we lost that war. The Grand Canyon has stargates and portals in the Grand Canyon that will allow you to go through one part of the Grand Canyon and land to different parts of the earth. This is the reason why they have it blocked off. Because people started going through the portals and finding themselves in other parts of the world very easily. Why do they put you on a plane and travel 18 to 20 hours away for you to go to Africa when you can technically just go through California and cross over that way and get there in no time? But yet they will put you on a plane and have you going across the world to get there. Why? Why are they covering up so heavily the Grand Canyon, and now the Grand Canyon is on fire? Why is it on fire? It's on fire because of those ancient ancestors that is doing a purification and those other dimensions of the Grand Canyon and getting rid of all of that which has been keeping us from that area. Y'all don't even know what NASA really is. They say NASA owns the Grand Canyon, but most people don't even know what the hell NASA is. And you saying never strained answer is not the answer. You don't know who runs that, who's tied to that. And boy, does a rabbit hole go deep there. All the lying they've been doing. The things that they've created. Where do you think the idea of the Terminator came from? You see, they were running experiments on soldiers. And if you know the story of White Wolf, you should know this for those who read the comic books. And if you know the story, the real story about White Wolf, you would know that White Wolf was an experiment of the U.S. government and NASA, where they had several military soldiers that they put in the room with malevolent AI. And when the malevolent AI basically killed all them soldiers, they had to shut down the program. I don't know how many comic books that y'all read, but I read quite a few comics in my day. And if you recall, when you watched Black Panther in the first movie, who was at the end of the movie? White Wolf. They're supposed to be telling his story. I don't know if they're going to tell the real story. They made the story a little bit, so I'm going to tell you the real story. That's the real story. That is who's behind creating all of this different types of cyborg type AI. It is NASA, courtesy of the fallen archangel Samael, because he was the one who gave them the technology to do it. Yeah, they're making him look like a bitch in the movies. Bucky Barnes, that is correct. And I know who Bucky Barnes aspect. I know who his vessel is. I talked to his vessel. I talked to him. He gave me the whole rundown. They're not going to tell Bucky's movie because it'll scare. If they tell Bucky's real story, if they tell his story, it's going to expose a lot. If they tell Bucky's real story. Okay? Bucky ain't even here no more. Well, Bucky died because of those experiments. Bucky himself became AI. And they destiny swapped him, consciously swapped him, and then turned around and created a clone. But that clone that they created was AI. Y'all sitting up there like, what? Bruh. Wow, I definitely got to tune into the Marvel Universe. Listen. That's why I be trying to tell y'all, they give you these distorted stories, and I've been telling y'all that they get those stories from us. I've been telling y'all this. They get all the stories from us. Stan Lee was tapped in. He been told y'all that we was the superheroes. Ben told y'all this. You think it's a coincidence that Ryan Coogler is doing his thing in the Marvel Universe? You think that's a coincidence? They specifically handpick our people for specific things. And a lot of them was getting their information also from Lucifer. Because Lucifer was the one who trained all the villains and did contracts with them and destiny swapped them out and controlled them. See, they need to tell the real story about Lucifer. And I see that would be one hell. They should just call it Lucifer. But this time they show the female version of Lucifer. Now, on Sandman, the woman who's playing Lucifer right now, they're telling the correct story as it pertains to her. You need to go watch Sandman. The new Sandman that just came out. Even if you go watch the first one that came out that leads up to this one that leads up to it now, well, she clearly tells you, you guys are mad at me, but I was created to be this way. And I told you the story about that, about her mother, how her mother denied her and created her to be this way. I told y'all about that. But the plot thickens even with that story. And I'm going to save that for a different day. Because I love telling stories, y'all. Go watch the second season of it. Go watch it. Stan Lee said he made all his characters from black people, even Wonder Woman and Supergirl. That is correct, because Wonder Woman, Captain America, all them are the American Indians, fam. We were the ones who controlled the Confederate flag was ours, fam. The flag that you see as the United States flag was actually our flag, but it had 13 stars to represent the 13 portals. You guys got to understand something. They took all of our stuff, stole all of our stuff, stole all of our technology, stole all of our artifacts, and then turned around and then rewrote history and then reclassified us. And they keep on reclassifying us, but we ain't going to let them do it no more. Them days are over. You shall not be reclassifying us anymore. And this matrix system is coming down. Or I should say, it's becoming uninverted and restoring itself back to what it's supposed to be. The inverted matrix system is changing. No, I do not connect with Dr. York. No, I do not. I was one of those who didn't grow up listening to Dr. York. I was listening to Bobby Hemmett and Dr. Phil Valentine and Dr. Drew Pookrum and all of them. I wasn't a York fan. I wasn't a Yorkie. But my information that you see me talking about now comes from within. What I do is that Dr. Blair was one of my elders. What I do is I take the information that those elders gave and taught, and then I turn around and I go inward to get more information and reveal more things, because you have to remember that during that time when they were out, we were in the age of Aquarius, and we didn't have all that internet and all that social media and all that going on heavy back then at that time when Bobby Hemmett was in his prime. Okay, when all those guys were in their prime, we didn't have access to internet back then. So in this day and time, I'm just simply, they passed over the baton. I'm simply picking up where they left off, and I'm tapping in. I'm going inward to get my answers, and I'm disseminating the information, and I'm giving y'all other information. But see, I'm not tapping into no damn books, because those are programs. Those are somebody else's programs. I don't need tapping anything outside of myself when I was there. That's it. If I was there, I could tell the story, because I was there. I could tell you what went down. Okay? I can tell you what went down. I can tell you about the Great Rebellion. I can tell you about the Angelic Wars. I was there. Why do you think you hear me, guys? You hear me when I tell you these things and I say to you many, many eons, millennia ago? Remembrances, guys. You're ancient. This is about you remembering who you are. Now, Pisces is the age of the two fish. That is correct. Now we're in the age of Aquarius. Now, you're not, I got a message to put out there. I was able to delay some things, but you're still not out of the woods yet of the BM. And that's all I'm going to say. All right, y'all. I got to go. I appreciate y'all for listening to me tonight. All this info is in your DNA, your Akasha. Boom, Tamika aggregator. That is correct. All right, babies, I'm out. See y'all soon. Peace.